So hello everyone, in this video we'll be starting a new course which is Angular. In this video we'll be learning about introduction of Angular. So let's start the series first. So what is Angular? First of all, let's have a little introduction of Angular. Here is the logo of Angular. So basically what it's saying is Angular is a TypeScript based free and open source web application framework led by the team of Angular at Google and by community of individuals and corporations. So basically what does it mean? We know that Angular is a Google framework. The team at Google built this, and it is a framework by which we create very fast and very efficient application, and it is a TypeScript based framework. What is TypeScript? TypeScript is basically the superset of JavaScript, and we have some type like in basically in JavaScript we don't have any type for declaring integers or any kind of variables. We don't have strict type checking in the JavaScript, but in TypeScript we do have those options, and also we also have other options that reduces a lot of errors when we build like any application with the help of JavaScript. uh, we tend to get a lot of errors, but when we build application with TypeScript we can solve those errors at the time of compilation. But in the JavaScript we can't solve those problems which are related to TypeScript or types, basically for the types of variables. So this is the case, and Angular is a framework. It was initially launched as a Angular JS framework. Then after that, after the version of Angular JS 2, they changed the name to Angular, because Angular JS was was a framework which was lacking some of the features and having some of the errors. So they changed the complete code basically. So that's why we see this Angular now. And in every 6 months they change the code, like they update, they constantly update this framework. So it is very great framework, and it has a lot of community support as well, and it is open source, so people make it better on the go as well. Like people try to make it more better by just adding their own code or like fixing the bugs in Angular currently. So it is a great framework, and it has a huge community which are who are learning this, and many companies and enterprises are also learning this. So it is a very great framework if you want to build fast and efficient application, or basically enterprise level application. You can also build a simple application or like single developer application as well, the enterprise level application. So features of Angular, let's understand some of the introductory features that are here. So first of all, it is a component based framework for building web applications. A component based framework is very important when you want to reuse the same code for your UI. Let's say you have a navbar and you have wrote some navbar in HTML, you know that, right? So when we write a navbar code, we just need to copy paste the same navbar code in all the HTML files, right? But in the case of Angular, we just create a component for navbar and just we call the name of that Angular component, and then that is reused in all the other pages which we are building basically. So component based frameworks are very helpful when you want to reuse the same block of code in multiple pages or multiple sections of your application. Another feature that Angular provides is that it is a collection of well integrated libraries that cover a wide variety of features, including routing, forms management, client server communication, and more. So it has a lot of built-in libraries. It is a collection of libraries basically. That's why it is called a framework. In the case of React.js, you don't have a built-in support of routing, right? Or for managing forms, you use other libraries or other packages for having a support in the React.js, right? You use React routing package for like basically allowing the user to go to multiple routes, and for validating forms and others we use different packages in that, like Formic for example. But in the case of Angular, we have a lot of libraries, very helpful libraries are built into this, so we don't have to additionally add some extra packages or libraries to like build the application. Basically we have those features built in or inside the Angular. We don't have to additionally download third-party libraries. Basically it has a support in Angular built in. Also we can import, like also we can add other libraries, but when you have that built inside Angular, so why will you do that, right? And for the support, for the support of third-party libraries sometimes are not available, that's why they have provided this beautiful thing. So Angular is a very great framework basically, and React is a library, so we don't use it for bigger applications. For when you're creating a bigger application, React kind of like very, it becomes very humongous in the code, and Angular on the other side manages all the things with the help of all these features which are built inside this. The other feature that Angular provides is a suite of developer tools to help you develop, build, test, and update your code. Basically, it also has some tools built inside the Angular to test your application, to build the code, like the production build, and to update your code. So when we'll be working practically on the Angular side, so at that time we'll also see all these things. So these are some features. Let's understand some of the benefits of Angular. So first benefit that it provides is it has a less coding environment. Like first of all, you have to follow some MVC pattern. After that, you don't have to write separate code for same repetitiveness is reduced inside Angular. So you just write less code for building the things. The other feature it provides is SPA, or the single page application feature. Single page application feature makes an application or a web application faster. It provides all the UI to the browser, and then after that it fetches the data from the server or whatever we have. That's why any application which is supporting this SPA feature tends to behave faster in the user side. So basically it provides that. So we have a single page application feature inside it. Then it follows MVC pattern, which is model view architecture or model view controller architecture. Basically this allows us to separate all the code which are related to for view, or like for view part, for like services, for calling APIs. It separates all those code inside different files. So that's why debugging is easier in the case of Angular. If you have worked in React.js, so you might understand this feature. Like when we create any component, we have to create the services page as well, or the services file as well, for creating different APIs or calling APIs as well. But in the case of Angular, when we create components, so inside that we have different pages. All those different pages are separated according to the thing they work on. Like for example, if you are creating the UI part, so it will be separated in the HTML page. It will be having a HTML file. And if you are working on services, so it will be having a separate TypeScript file for only calling services inside that. Services is basically making API calls to the backend, right? Similarly, we have different style files and all these things. We have a huge community in Angular. Angular has, when you get stuck in Angular, let's say if you are learning Angular and you get stuck, you don't have to worry about, because a lot of people are learning Angular. You're not alone, and people are expert in this Angular field, and a lot of problems and all those things which are already happening to you, they have encountered that, right? So you don't have to worry about that. Nobody is learning Angular, everybody is learning Angular. Basically it has a huge community support. You can find any bug problem on the internet. Just have to type the problem, right? So you definitely will find a person who can help you in Angular, because it has a huge community. who are learning Angular and working in that. It also has a cross-platform support. If you learn Angular, so you will be able to build application not only for the web, or not only for the web application. You cannot only build the web application. You can also build desktop-based application, progressive web apps is basically the mobile application, which is basically a website but runs inside a mobile as an app. We also have Ionic framework, by which you can create mobile applications, separate mobile applications, just like we have React Native for React for building mobile applications. Similarly, we have Ionic. If you know Angular, so definitely you can use Ionic for building mobile application, and we can also build desktop based application as well. So top companies who are using Angular. So let's see who are the people or top companies who are learning Angular, or basically giving their services to the user in Angular. So first of all, Angular is a framework of Google, so definitely Google will be using the Angular framework. Then we have Microsoft, you know that, right? PayPal, Sony, Upwork, Adobe, and many more. So there are also other companies which I didn't list here. There are a lot of people who are building their services in Angular. So Angular is a very well-known framework. That's why you are here, right? So you can easily assure that you will be having a job in Angular after learning this Angular course. So after learning Angular completely, you will be having a lot of companies who can hire you, because Angular is a very great framework to learn. So this was it, I think. Thank you for watching. Let's meet in the next video, in which we'll be getting started in Angular. So thank you.